Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about Love Island Season 8, Episode 11. So first I'm going to talk about Gabriel and Jen. And Gabriel and Jen, it's crazy to me because there's more conversations in this one episode between Gabriel and Jen than all 4 episodes that she's been on. And there's only 3 conversations this episode. So I truly don't understand their plot line, but I guess this is what we're doing now. But Gabriel said that Beatrice left, and I wasn't expecting this reaction from him. Like I said in the last video, I didn't think that Gabriel really liked Beatrice, and I was expecting him to switch up as soon as a bombshell came. But maybe I was wrong. I know people on Twitter have been talking about how he said that Spanish, or he feels more comfortable talking in Spanish or Portuguese. So maybe I'm just like not able to read him because he doesn't really talk in Spanish and Portuguese. He talks in English most of the time. So I feel like he's just an F boy, which I do think he's an F boy, but I do think maybe I got him a little bit wrong in terms of actually having feelings for Beatrice. Um, well, no, I don't think that way, but I did think that way in the beginning when he was crying. Um, but I don't think that this Jen and Gabriel connection is gonna last very long, just because Jen says that he's not really her type, and they haven't really talked at all. Like I know America voted for them to couple up. I voted for them to couple up, but that's really only because we have not seen anything from Jen in any of these episodes, and her only real conversation has been with Gabriel. So yeah, I don't think Jen is gonna last very long in this villa, anyways. Just because she has no like real story or any screen time, but I really don't think that Jen and Gabriel are gonna last. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about Soul and Sincere. Sincere says that he's excited and happy that they're coupled up because they had got a lot of great chats, and he's excited to explore their connection. And my personal opinion, I think that they're cute. I like them together. I think that they match each other's vibes really well. But I don't think that Sincere is gonna stay with her just because of how he left, like just because of how he was with Melanie. I think he will be the same way with Soul, unfortunately. I like Soul, so I hope Soul finds a good guy, but I know Sincere is not gonna stick with her unless nobody comes in that's his type. But if somebody comes in that's his type, or even during Casa, I'm expecting an immediate switch up. In terms of Melanie's reaction to this situation, Melanie asked Soul if they kissed when they chatted, and she finds out that they did. Melanie's upset because she likes Sincere, and she said that she wanted to be with him outside of the villa, which I don't really understand because he's been treating her crazy, but that's okay, I guess. She's upset basically, and I just am not getting this whole all these emotions this season. Like it's okay to feel how you feel, but I just don't get it. I think in every other season of Love Island, it has not been this like many people crying and being this locked in so early on. Actually, maybe last season they were kind of locked in, but there was still a little bit of exploring going on. And even if there was exploring, it wasn't like crying over the fact that they're like leaving their couple, because it's just like you barely know this person. So I don't know. I don't get it. Sincere does tell the guys that he wants to explore Soul because they have chemistry, but he also says that he wished that he was coupled up with Melanie when he's talking with the girls. So yeah, like Sincere is not gonna change. Then Melanie and Corbin have a few chats, and Melanie says that she's excited to talk to Corbin and explore their connection because they did have a little bit of a connection before they were kind of forcefully coupled up. Corbin says the same thing, but they both say like obviously they still have other connections outside of that one, so they're still probably gonna explore those. However, Melanie then decides to sleep outside after finding out that Sincere kissed Soul again because she was overwhelmed. Um, I mean, Melanie keeps saying that, like, oh, Sincere's a liar, and then she says she wants to get back with him. And at this point, it's just like you can't help her. Like, she sees that he is how he is, and she still wants to be with him. So, at that point, once you're seeing the red flags and you're still deciding to be with this person, like, what can you do? Casey also says that her choosing to sleep outside was for attention, And I wasn't gonna say that, but he could say that. Then while they're going to bed, Kata and Zach did something. Okay, I don't know what they did, but they did something while people were sleeping. And he asks what happens if a bombshell comes in that one of them likes after they just did whatever they did. She says that she doesn't see that happening for her, but Zach says, like, yeah, but maybe we shouldn't do too much just in case. Like, why would you say that? Genuinely, Zach, why would you say that? In the morning, Kata asks Zach about that comment, and he basically clarifies and says that he doesn't really see anyone coming in that will like catch his attention, but it was a worry that he had because if it did happen, it would be like kind of weird and kind of awkward. I guess he was just worried that they were moving too fast, but even so, that's like such a weird comment to make in the moment. In general, actually. Then Casey and Soul talk, and Casey asked to talk to Soul actually. Soul says that she felt like no one was really open when she came in, and the only person who was really pursuing her and felt open was Sincere, so she just pursued that and only him. She tells Casey that she originally did want to talk to him when she first came in, but she just chose not to because it felt like he was more closed off than Sincere, who was giving her more attention. Casey also tells her that he was interested in her, but saw that Sincere was interested, so he just kind of backed off. Casey is so interesting to me though, because I remember him having like this conversation with Anaya, and Anaya was like kind of like shocked at how he was approaching the situation. I just think like this comes up in this episode, but I think that he did want to talk to Soul. He just didn't want to ruin his connection with Anaya, so he didn't. And even if it was like, oh, like Sincere's interested, I'm gonna back off, it's still kind of weird because it's like, if you like are interested in that person and you're saying you're gonna back off just because someone else is interested, it's like that's not making anyone feel any better. Like that would probably make Anaya feel some type of way. Then Kinsey and Corbin talk, and I'm honestly lost. Like I didn't think that they were that serious. In my past videos, I've been talking about how they're gonna end because Kinsey's more interested in Caleb because that's her type, and Corbin's an F boy. So I didn't think they were that serious, but I guess they are. Like once Kinsey coupled up with Caleb, I was expecting her to just not even care about Corbin anymore. But they're actually like talking, and like Kinsey saying like she misses him, and Corbin saying he misses her. Kinsey says that she wanted him to kiss her at one point, but Corbin's like, we're not in a couple. So he was like trying to give her a kiss on the cheek, and then they go up to soul ties, and then they kiss. Kinsey just confuses me because she's like, oh, I don't like having a roster, but then she's still talking to both of these guys, and it's like at some point you have to make a choice. It just feels like she's dragging the situation. Then they play this like soccer game, and I wasn't going to talk about it because it's kind of pointless, but it does relate to some things after the game. But most of the prompts that they get asked are kind of just stupid, and they choose drama free people, so it doesn't lead to anything. But I will talk about some of these prompts just for the sake of it. So Trinity and Bryce get asked which person is carrying their couple, and they choose Caleb, which makes sense to me because Kinsey's just been going back and forth between him and Corbin, and he probably likes Kinsey the most. Like he doesn't really talk to anyone else. Anaya and Casey get asked which person is secretly scouting other options, and they pick Corbin. I mean, I guess, like I said, like they chose drama-free people. I probably would have chosen someone else. But I mean that makes sense, I guess. I don't think it's secret though. Like they know that he's talking to Melanie and Kinsey. Melanie and Corbin get asked who is the most overrated, and then they choose Sincere, which you would think would lead to drama, but it was mostly just for fun. Like at this point, I think Sincere and Melanie are over just because they haven't talked to each other, and Melanie says that she's done with him, but we'll see. I will be honest with Melanie and Corbin. I think that they look really good together. They match each other's vibes, and I feel like I didn't originally like them, but I do think that they look good together and they're cute. Kata and Zach get asked who's acting like they already won, and they choose KC, which leads to drama. I don't like Zach. Like, he's just messy to me because he says maybe they haven't explored someone who they wanted to explore and then brought up the soul situation. And then he tries to play it off after the fact, like he just wanted to be honest, but it's like you don't need to say that. Like, genuinely, you don't. And he's done this with both Trinity and Anaya, where it's just like saying things, like unnecessary things, and trying to break up their couple for no reason. Gabriel and Jin were asked which person has been caught offside the most, and they choose Sincere. Makes sense. And Sincere and Soul were asked which person is more likely to get booed by the fans, and they chose Bryce, which I don't know why, but I guess. After the game, Anaya talks to Casey about Kaden and Zach picking him for the prompt, and Anaya basically is just asking him like if he regrets not exploring Soul or if he feels like she's keeping him back in any type of way. And he says no, and then it's kind of over and it doesn't seem like it's going to be a big deal, but you'll see like later it obviously is a big deal. Then Anaya talks to Zach and Kata later in the episode 'cause she didn't understand the explanation and she says that she felt hurt by it. So she's just looking for clarification. She explains to them that she feels like Casey is saying one thing to her and then doing something else or saying another thing to the guys. And Zach says it's not like that, and then Casey's honest. And I do believe that because I think he's told Anaya how he felt. He just, like, sometimes he'll say something and the words just sound really off and it, like, would not make anyone feel better. But I get what he's saying. I just don't think he's good at having, like, conversations like that. Because it is weird when you think about it, like, the way Love Island is set up. So I just don't think he's good at like those conversations. Then Kinsey and Caleb chat, and Caleb basically is explaining how because they're in a couple now, he wants to set boundaries. Caleb mentions how she is with Corbin, and how that worries him a little bit. And Kinsey says that she'll just try to communicate with him, and then talks to him about the kiss that she shared with Corbin in Soul Ties. Corbin says that it's fine because she's obviously still exploring that connection. He just wants her to like be honest about it. However, with the guys later on, he says that he just doesn't know how long he should wait for her to make a decision, basically. Corbin also told Melanie about the kiss, but she didn't really care as much. And I think that's just because they were kind of forced together. Like, their connection is serious. Like, I think they want to explore the connection, but it isn't like his connection with Kinsey, and I think she knows that. Okay, I'm gonna talk about Gabe and Jen again. Trinity and Kata talk about how it seems like they're moving pretty fast, especially because Bea just left. Kata says that she feels like they don't match like very well, and Trinity agrees, and I agree. Like, I'm glad the Islanders are seeing it because I don't think that this couple even is supposed to be a thing. Like I said, I voted for them to be a couple just because that's the only conversation that they showed Jen having. But they aren't like they don't match each other at all. And Jen says she like isn't even attracted to him, I think. Gabriel asks Jen how she feels about him, and she says that he's not physically her type, because she doesn't date people with tattoos. I know she mentioned in her first episode that she likes finance guys, but he's not her type. And then she says she likes his personality, but Gabe says that he's like not used to people saying that he's not their type and it's kind of weird for him. But he's like happy that she likes his personality. And as long as she's showing interest, then it's fine. I'm expecting the next bombshell to come in and for if it's a guy or a girl, I don't know, one of them to switch and talk to the bombshell. Melanie and Corbin then have another chat, and Melanie says that she feels more calm with Corbin, whereas she felt more chaos with Sincere. The more conversations I see with them though, I do really think that they're cute. Like, not even just like looks wise, like they look good together, but just like personalities. I think that they match really well. I don't think that they're gonna last, but I don't think that they're gonna last because I do think Kinsey likes Corbin still, and Melanie obviously is probably gonna explore. But Melanie didn't talk to Sincere at all this episode, so if they don't last, I don't think it will be because of Melanie and Sincere. I think it will be because of either Kinsey and Corbin or just them exploring bombshells. Then Casey pulls Soul for a chat, and this is happening while Anaya is talking to Zach and Kata about the whole situation. Um, Soul just says that she's big on energy and she wasn't feeling energy from KC. and it was only really Sincere who was like talking to her. Casey says that he wanted to explore, but he felt good with Anaya and didn't want to mess that up. I just have to mention this because I thought it was so dumb. But I saw on Twitter that people were hating on Soul, and it's because in the first look, it shows her telling Casey that he should have shot his shot or something like that. And people were like, oh, now she's trying to break up Anaya and Casey or take Anaya's man. And in reality, Casey's the one who pulled her for chat. And she was just responding to what he was saying about how he liked her. He just didn't want to mess up anything with Anaya or get in between her and Sincere. And I just don't get Love Island Twitter, like, or just Love Island TikTok, any social media, because people are so quick to hate on the bombshells now, and it's never been like that. And I don't get it because the bombshells are just going there to bombshell. Like, that's what they're supposed to do. Anaya interrupts her chat to pull Casey for a chat, and she asks him to have a serious conversation. He's like laughing, and I feel like it doesn't make it any better for him because she'll like try to talk to him and he'll be like smiling or laughing. And I get it because when you're having a serious conversation or just like something like that, like I would probably laugh too, but it's just because it's like awkward. And I says that she feels like Casey only stayed with her because it was a safe option. Casey says that it wasn't because it was a safe option. She was his first option and he was trying to distinguish those for her. Um, he says that they have a good thing and he's happy, so he didn't want to explore. With Anaya, I like her. I do. I just feel like I don't think her and Casey match each other's vibes very well. Just because of things like this. Like, he's very, like, not serious, and I think she, like, wants to be more serious. Um, but then Casey hasn't explored at all. I don't think it's a bad thing to explore because it's kind of the point of Love Island. But I also don't think that he's been disrespectful in any way towards her. But Casey's kind of like taken aback from this situation because he feels like he hasn't given her a reason to doubt him, and now she's kind of like questioning him on all this stuff. I do think Casey could have handled the situation a little better, just because he was telling Anaya like, oh, he didn't want to explore Soul, so he didn't. But then he pulls Soul for a chat to like test the waters to see if she's interested in him. Anyways, at the end of the episode, they open the hideaway and they send Kata and Zach in, and that was it. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for other videos.